within Islam, after a certain age, when boys and girls mature and become aware of their sexuality, then there are rules around how you interact with the opposite gender.
It's called gender mixing, and the coach of the boys' soccer team at the center of this controversy says the presence of 2 girls on the opposing team violated their religious values. But Rabia Kedder of the Federation of Muslim Women says that's a relatively strict interpretation, and she fears stories like this will fan the flames.
I think it's an issue that does not deserve any magnification or attention. It needs to be resolved. There needs to be greater understanding, and competing rights are about giving and taking, and that's what diverse communities are starting to explore.
Religious values versus charter rights. The conflict between the two has reared up recently in the debate over sex ed in the classroom.
We say no.
And now it's spread to the soccer pitch.
For an issue that is very emotional, especially as a parent watching this, especially as a girl who, in my opinion, has the right to play.
Lisa Hoffman organized a TEDx event today dealing with women's rights issues.
It makes me sad to hear something like that, but I also have to understand and be aware of people who don't have a similar view of mine. But in a public school system, I believe that the public school system has the obligation to support young girls playing sports.
But she says in this clash between religious and human rights, one thing is vital.
I think that we have to have very participatory dialogues about it that are open and not reactionary and not guttural, and try to understand where the other person is coming from.
Rabia, meanwhile, says had the boys stayed on the field,
the girls' team might have an advantage because those guys know their rules from the Islamic school, no contact. They're not going to touch her.